Did you guys have a great day today? That's good. Well, today we're going to talk about the one-stop solution for truck energy storage system and about truck idling. And um, I'm going to have a riddle for everyone. So, why did the truck driver's wife tell him to stop idling? Anybody knows? Why did the truck driver's wife tell him to stop idling? It's about money. Anybody? Huh? Not really, but close. Pretty close. Anybody else? What about you, sir? No? No idea? It's because it does not make sense. Yeah? Okay. Um, sorry, give me one sec. Quick question. How do I turn the PowerPoint to the next page? Oh, okay. See it. Well, thank you so much. And so today, what we're going to talk about is, first of all, why do truck drivers idle the engine and the reason to stop idling the engine? What are the regulations, the laws regarding truck idling? And the IRTs, which is the idle reduction technologies and incentives right now. And next, we're going to talk about one-stop solution for truck energy storage system. Okay, there is my riddle. Why did truck drivers' wife tell them to stop idling? Anyone? It does not make. It makes no sense, right? So why do truck drivers idle the engine? If you're a driver, you will know you need to, if it's too cold, you need to turn on the heater. If it's too hot, you need to turn on the AC, right? And you want to cook, you have an electric stove, you need to power the electric stove, the refrigerator, the speaker, the lights, any electronic device in your truck cabin. So that is the main reason that truck drivers idle the engine. But why? Why we need to stop idling the engine? So first of all is save the environment. It might idling the truck, idling your engine might not seem harmless, but is actually a significant contributor to air pollution. And the exhaust fume is actually really, really harmful for your health. So that is the first point is for the environment. So let's put the environmental effect aside. Let's talk about drivers. Why do drivers really want to stop idling the engine? It's because it's going to cost you a lot of money, right? So you, here is a chart. As you guys can see, diesel is not 3.75 per gallon anymore. Apparently, this research was conducted before the high inflation. So you, medium duty diesel truck, you idle the engine for 30 minutes, one truck will cost you about $1. Idle it for 1 hour, it's gonna cost you about $2, 2 hours, about $4. It might seem very little to you right now, but it adds up really quick. So a year is gonna cost you about $10,000 on fuel. So that is a lot if you add it up for a year. And you can see right there, if you are not the owner operator, you are a fleet management. You have 10 trucks, it's gonna cost you about $10,000 for 2 hours. And it's gonna cost you about $24,000 if you have 25 trucks in your company. So it's gonna cost you a lot of money. And right now, when I talk to the fleet management, they keep telling me that the fuel cost for idling the engines is actually a really, really big part of their operational expenses. So stop idling will help your company or yourself save on a lot of fuel costs. Let me go back. So, and the more the more you idle the engine, the more you're gonna spend on the cost for maintaining your engine. So less idling, less maintenance cost. And So let's not talk about money. Let's talk about drivers. Why they really want to stop idling is because the noise is really loud. I actually went to a truck center, truck stop at 2 a.m. in the morning. I wanted to know how loud it is. Like, it was really loud, and I could not sleep in my car. Like, I was 20 feet away from the truck, and I could not sleep. So just imagine you're a truck driver, and you're in your cabin. You're trying to sleep after a long day drive, and the truck idling noise is so loud, and you cannot go to sleep. Just for our drivers' own comfort, they want to stop idling. All right. Let me see. All right, so now we'll talk about the regulation and laws for idling. So here is a map I have right here. The red color states, marked red color, is idle-free state. In orange, the limit for idling is 5 minutes. In navy is 15 minutes. In salmon color is 3 minutes. The blue color is 10 minutes. And in the gray area, there is no policy. And I have a couple examples of the regulations right here. So the first one is actually for New York area. So if you idle more than 3 minutes, which is if you exceed the limit for 3 minutes, you're gonna be fined up to $1,000. Like, that is a lot. And for California, has the highest fine in the country. Is if you exceeded the 5 minutes limit, you're gonna get fined from $300 to $10,000. I'm not kidding, it is $10,000. In Connecticut is kind of the same, 3 minutes with fine up to $5,000. So just imagine you work long day, you're tired, you got your paycheck, and guess what? You had to pay the fine, that which makes no sense. And other than that, New York came out this program that allows citizens to report on truck drivers or just regular drivers that are idle for more than 3 minutes. And whoever reports it gonna get 25% of the fine the driver is gonna pay. And there is actually a show on HBO, guess what it's called? How to Get Rich by Reporting Idling Truck Drivers. Some people make about $20,000 a year just by reporting other drivers who are idling, So the fine is really high right now since the country is trying to be greener. Another regulation I want to talk about is the California regulation. As you guys know, California has the most strict regulations in the entire country, right? So there's a program called CARB, C-A-R-B. So California is trying to lead the country to go very extreme, very green, and people will be like, how can I do that? Here are the solutions. So IRT is idle reduction technologies, like electronic APU and all that. We're gonna talk about it right now. So an IRT device generally has the following 3 main characters. First is installed on a vehicle. Second, reduce unnecessary main engine idling of the vehicle or equipment. And the third will be provide services like AC, power your AC, power your heater, your refrigerator, your lights and all that without running the engine where it is in park. And how can we afford all those technologies because it's gonna cost a little bit of fortune. So I did a little research. We have incentives programs right now in place in the country. On federal level, we have the federal excess tax exemption. As you guys know, if you're a truck driver or you bought a truck before or tractor before, the tax is about 12%. And let's just say a tractor costs about $150,000, 12% is about $20,000. So that will actually cover almost the entire system, if not more, right? Next one we have the state grants, which is the Diesel Emission Reduction Act. And right here, I have a overview of the program right here. On the left, we have all the EPA verified IRTs, which is the idle reduction technologies devices right here, and how much the program gonna pay for it. Just let's see this one. The APU system, the government is gonna pay 40%, and the truck owner is responsible for 60%. So that will help the truck owner pay for the system a little bit more to ease the cost burden a little bit. And I forgot to introduce my expertise right here. So my name is Adriana. I work for Roy Powell USA Lithium. I am the Director of Business Development. This is our engineer slash consultant, Phil, right here. I am gonna have Phil to talk a little more about the newer technologies and newer products that a lot of companies are putting out on the market this year. It is a one-stop solution for truck energy storage system.
Thank you. I want to welcome everybody here. Can you hear me okay? I usually don't walk around with a microphone, so I was never a Mr. Microphone kid. But welcome to Roy Powell's ESS system, which means energy storage system, which also includes air conditioning, heating, battery assist start, block heater, and fuel heater. We can wire that all in for you, make it work. I'm going to get down to the basic. It's a 48-volt lithium system. So you can see by our little diagram here, it's not exactly correct where the location of all the parts go. But I'll start with our alternator, which is a 48-volt intelligent alternator that bolts directly to your engine, replaces your stock one that came with the truck. And people say 48 volts, and then how do you get to 12? Well, what happens in our system is we go from the alternator into our battery. The voltage leaves the battery and goes to our DC-DC converter, and that will drop it down to 12 volts. That will feed the OEM banks on the battery of the unit itself, so you still have your 12 volts. If you have an inverter, that will still work. The power then comes back out from the battery and goes into our condenser unit, which houses the AC compressor and the fan and the condenser itself. We have lines to go into the sleeper for the evaporator, which has a digital panel on it that can be controlled for your AC and your heat, your time. It will display how much battery charge you still have in your system. And you can operate it with finger power, using your cell phone with our application app, and you can use also a little remote, like a TV remote. If you lose it, it's a locator. We can find it underneath your mattress or down behind anything else you got there. Let's see. We have an inverter, solar charger inverter, that we can use solar panels to help charge the system. And we also can use Shoreline to plug into the inverter. And you can also just use the power from the battery itself to charge your hotel loads, running your laptop, your microwave, hot plate, where you have your electric blanket if you want to use one. The AC system is 13,000 BTUs. It's one of the biggest on the market, okay? Our heater is one of the stronger ones out there. It's not an S-bar, but it's one of the strongest ones, and it will give you 10 hours of runtime, which is enough time logged off before you log back in. Let's see. doing this on the fly, kids, so. Yeah, does anybody have any questions so far? Yes. Okay. The battery should run at least 14 plus hours, depending on how much load you use out of it. Using our alternator, the charge time is around 3 hours max, but then depending on how much capacity is still left in the battery. Warranty, the battery has a 5-year warranty. Okay, the components, the outside unit and the inside unit are 3 years. The AC compressor is a 5-year warranty. The DC converter, I believe that is a 5-year warranty on that. And the alternator itself is a 1-year unlimited mileage. Next question. The total weight of the unit is 372 pounds. So we're well under any diesel APU system out there. And the reason why we have such an advantage and we are so far ahead of everybody else is because in 2024, that is when the government has mandated DPFs on diesel engines, which is going to add to the R&D for the builders and for installing that anti-pollution system. We've already got that beat. So I think right now we have the best unit out there. Yes, sir. Another question. Installation time, in a perfect world, could be in 2 hours, but because of every different application, the fairings, the fuel tank location or steps, 6 to 8 hours maximum, but it's in the lower numbers. Because we do no drilling on the frame. Everything is a clamp on as far as that goes. Right now, we are just offering the battery box mounted on the side of the frame rails. We have a couple of prototypes we're working on to actually place the battery on top of the frame rails, between them, on top of the frame rails, but not inside. Next. Yes? The payback? Well, I think you discussed that, didn't you, what the payback was? Any other questions? I think we're done then. Thank you for your time. You do? Oh, I'm sorry then.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your time, for listening to me. So,
Just a quick question. Anybody here is an owner-operator? No? Anybody manage a fleet company? Okay. What about you two? What do you guys do? Okay, cool. Do you guys have APU system on your truck already, or it just runs on diesel? Diesel? Okay. Can I ask you if after watching my PowerPoint and my presentation, will that change your mind in the future? You know, after all the regulations and laws put in place and very strict on the truck drivers and all that? Okay. What about you, sir? Do you have APU on your truck? Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Okay.
yeah, you are in an extreme condition, situation, operating. So, yeah, I don't think there's one glove that's going to fit all for you, for what you have. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the battery is good to minus 141 degrees. Yes. Yeah, it's
Right.
141 degrees below zero is what the last test was at. No. And the one thing I didn't mention, I forgot to mention, was battery assist, that if your truck OEM battery is low and you won't crank, this system will help charge your batteries and start.
So it's perfect for Canada. Yes. So thank you all for answering my questions. So what I'm going to talk about next is, I know APU system is not new to the market, right? And a lot of company right now, they have diesel APU, they have AGM battery powered APU system, and everybody knows this country is going greener. Everybody trying to be green right now. And you guys know lithium is the future of the green. Everybody is powered by lithium batteries. So this new product we have is APU system powered by lithium batteries. And I have a chart right here. It's gonna tell you how much money gonna save you every single year if you have a fleet management, okay? So for just idling your engine, it's gonna cost you about $10,000 a year on fuel cost. And if you install a diesel APU, it's gonna cost you $3,120, which is gonna save you about $7,000. If you install a AGM battery powered APU system, you're gonna cost you on fuel is $1,456, and it's gonna save you about $8,900. However, lithium powered APU system is gonna only cost you less than $1,000, $884 a year, and it's gonna save you $9,500 a year. This is only for one truck. Let's say you have 20 trucks in your company, that's gonna save you $200,000. So this is what I want to talk about, give you a comparison so you know which system is better for your company and all that. Is everybody familiar with lithium? Yeah? So lithium, why is lithium so good and everybody's trying to use lithium batteries for all the applications like forklifts, trucks, golf cars, marine batteries, everybody's going lithium. It's because you get so much life out of the lithium batteries. You can use at least 3,000 cycles, and there is zero maintenance compared to all the other lead acid batteries and all that. You can use it for 5 years, 10 years. You don't have to change out the batteries. And that's why people like lithium. And I think in the future, every single truck should have a lithium APU system. What do you guys think? Yes? Well, with everybody's participation and all the incentives the government put out, I think we can help make this happen, and this country can go greener, and we can better protect our environment, right? Okay, well, thank you guys so much today for coming out. Like, this is it. Oh, come on in. Come on in, guys. No? Okay. Well, thank you guys so much, and everybody who's working on the audio and recording, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Well, you guys have a great night. Thank you.